The phone rang sharply on the polished mahogany desk, slicing through the silence of the late evening. Daniel Hayes didn't hesitate. His jaw was tight, his patience gone. He had made his decision hours ago, and nothing, not even doubt, was going to change it now. He pressed the call button, his tone cold and precise. "Get me Clara Evans." The assistant on the other end responded instantly. "Connecting you now, sir." Daniel leaned back in his chair, staring out at the city lights stretching endlessly beyond his office window. Clara had crossed a line. Deadlines missed, reports incomplete, and today, an unexplained absence from a meeting that could cost him millions. He didn't tolerate incompetence, no matter the excuse. The phone clicked, but instead of Clara's voice, a small, uncertain voice answered. "Hello." Daniel frowned, slightly irritated. "Is this Clara Evans' phone?" A pause. Then, softly, "Yes, this is her phone. This is Daniel Hayes, her employer. Put her on the line." Another pause, longer this time. Daniel could hear faint breathing, maybe even a sniffle. She can't come to the phone right now." Daniel's irritation deepened. "And who are you?" "I'm Noah, her son." Daniel exhaled sharply. "Fine, Noah, tell your mother that she needs to call me back immediately. This is urgent." Silence again. Then, in a trembling voice, the boy said, "Are you the one who's going to fire her?" The bluntness caught Daniel off guard. He hesitated for the first time. "That's not your concern," he replied, though his tone softened slightly. "It is," Noah said, more firmly now. "Because if you fire her, we won't have anywhere to go." Daniel's grip on the phone tightened. He hadn't expected this. "Where is your mother?" he asked, his voice less harsh now. Another pause. Then a whisper, "She's at the hospital." Daniel sat up straight. "Hospital? Why?" Noah hesitated, as if deciding whether to say more. "She told me not to tell anyone, but I think I should." A strange unease crept into Daniel's chest. "Tell me." "My mom. She's been going there every day after work. She didn't miss your meeting because she wanted to. She got a call from the doctor. My grandma, her mom, is really sick." Daniel said nothing. Noah continued, his voice breaking slightly. "They said she needs surgery, but we don't have enough money. So my mom has been working extra hours and then going to the hospital to take care of her. She barely sleeps." The words hung in the air. Daniel felt something shift inside him, something unfamiliar and uncomfortable. "And today?" he asked quietly. "Today the doctors said it got worse," Noah replied. "She left work early because they said it might be the last chance to see her." Daniel closed his eyes briefly. The anger that had fueled him just minutes ago now felt misplaced, even shameful. "I see," he murmured. Noah's voice grew small again. "She didn't tell you because she said, if she looked weak, she might lose her job. She said you don't like excuses." The words hit harder than anything else. Daniel leaned forward, resting his elbows on the desk. He didn't know what to say. For years, he had built his empire on discipline, efficiency, and results. Personal problems were just that, personal. They had no place in business. That was his rule. But now, hearing this child, everything felt different. "Is there anyone with you right now?" Daniel asked. "No," Noah said. "I'm at home. Alone." "Yes. Mom said she'd be back late." Daniel looked at the time. It was already past 9 p.m. "You shouldn't be alone this late," he said, almost instinctively. "I'm used to it," Noah replied quietly. Something in that sentence lingered. Daniel stood up and began pacing slowly. "What's your address?" he asked. Noah hesitated. "Why?" "Because I want to help." Silence. "You're the boss who wants to fire her," Noah said cautiously. Daniel stopped pacing. "Yes," he admitted. "I was." The boy didn't respond. "But I didn't know the whole story," Daniel continued. "And now I do." There was another pause, filled with uncertainty. Finally, Noah gave the address. Daniel grabbed his coat without another word. "I'm coming over," he said. "Stay where you are." The apartment building was older than Daniel expected. Paint chipped from the walls, dim lights flickering in the hallway. It was a stark contrast to the world he lived in. He knocked on the door. It opened slowly. Noah stood there, small, thin, his eyes tired beyond his years. "You really came," the boy said, surprised. Daniel nodded. For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then Daniel stepped inside. The apartment was modest, but clean. A few toys were scattered near the couch. On the wall, a photo of Clara and Noah smiled back at him, a rare glimpse of happiness untouched by struggle. "Have you eaten?" Daniel asked. Noah shook his head. Daniel sighed. "All right, let's fix that first." An hour later, Noah sat at the table, eating quietly while Daniel watched. "Thank you," Noah said between bites. Daniel nodded, unsure how to respond. After a moment, Noah looked up. "Are you still going to fire her?" The question was simple, but heavy. Daniel leaned back in his chair. "No," he said firmly. Relief flooded the boy's face. "Really?" "Yes," Daniel replied. "In fact, I owe her an apology." Noah smiled faintly. "She works really hard," he said. "She just doesn't want to lose everything again." Daniel's brows furrowed. Again, Noah hesitated, then spoke softly. "My dad left a long time ago. We had to start over. Mom says this job saved us." Daniel felt a tightening in his chest. Saved us. He looked around the small apartment again, seeing it differently now, not as something lacking, but as something held together by resilience. "Where is the hospital?" he asked. Noah told him. Daniel stood. "I'm going to bring her home," he said. The hospital corridors were quiet, filled with the soft hum of machines and distant footsteps. Daniel found Clara sitting beside a bed, her face pale with exhaustion. She didn't notice him at first. "Clara," she turned suddenly, eyes wide with shock. "Mr. Hayes." She stood up quickly, panic flashing across her face. I'm so sorry about today, I can explain." "You don't need to," Daniel interrupted gently. She froze. "I spoke to Noah." Her expression shifted, from fear to something else, vulnerability. "I didn't want him to. He told me enough," Daniel said. "And I'm sorry." Clara blinked, stunned. "Sorry. I should have asked before assuming the worst," he continued. "That's on me." She didn't know what to say. "And your mother," Daniel added, glancing at the hospital bed, "she'll get the surgery." Clara's breath caught. "What? I'll take care of it," he said simply. Tears welled up in her eyes instantly. "You don't have to." "I know," Daniel said. "But I want to." She covered her mouth, overwhelmed. "Why?" she whispered. Daniel paused. "Because of a phone call. Because of a child's honesty. Because, for the first time in years, he realized that success meant nothing if it cost him his humanity." "Because you matter," he said finally. "Both of you do." Clara broke down, tears streaming freely now. And for the first time in a long time, Daniel Hayes felt something far more powerful than control. He felt change.